Hello, dear aspirants. UPSC 2024 Prelims is very near, and all of you who are going to fight the battle on 16th of June must be feeling the heat. So, in this video, I'll discuss some very important aspects related to the history portion of general studies, including history related current affairs. And I will only discuss those issues which have not been covered by other history faculties. Right, dear students? So, looking at the trend, dear students, okay, of the past 5 years, that is from 2019 to 2013, all the three portions, ancient, medieval, as well as modern, including art and culture, seem to be equally important. Okay, because before 2019, very few questions were asked from the medieval portion, but from 2019 onwards, you can see that now UPSC has significantly increased the questions from medieval portion also. So now we cannot ignore any portion. We have to give equal importance to all the three portions, including art and culture and also history related current affairs. Okay, because this is what we saw in the last 2 years question papers. So dear students, now let's assume that around 18 questions are asked out of 100, okay, from the history portion. So what would be the possible breakup? See, this would be like this. Around 6 to 7 would be easy. Then next 3 to 4 would be moderately tough. All the serious aspirants, okay, all those who have prepared for UPSC seriously would be in a position to solve correctly 7 to 8 out of the total 19 or 18 questions, right, dear students? 7 to 8 out of 18 is as such not a very bad score, okay, but it is not a good one either, right? Your focus should be that from the tough ones also, at least you should be in a position to solve two questions, and from the abstract also one question. This is very easily possible. So around 12 to 14 out of 18 questions is possible, and this would be considered a very good score. So this should be your target, dear students. Don't worry about the abstract questions, okay, because forget about students, even teachers struggle to find their answers, okay. So every year around 3 to 4 questions of abstract nature are asked, and even if you are able to score one question correctly, okay, out of these abstract questions, that would be an additional bonus. Now let's move ahead in the video, dear students. In the September 2023 G20 summit, Prime Minister Modi mentioned a verse from an Ashokan pillar. This pillar was originally erected at a place called Topra Kala in Haryana. But in 14th century, Delhi Sultan Firoz Shah Tughlaq transferred it to Delhi. Now, among other things, this verse talks about that the welfare and happiness of humanity should always be ensured. Okay, so PM Modi said that India gave this message to the world more than 2200 years ago, right? So this is something really remarkable, and we should all feel proud about this. Please, students, prepare all the Ashokan edicts properly. Major rock edicts, minor rock edicts, major pillar edicts, minor pillar edicts, cave edicts, because one question is almost certain from this portion. And there are also chances that question on the Konark Sun Temple or other temples of Odisha or other sun temples of the subcontinent can also be asked. Dear students, Konark wheel was also shown in the summit. Now, in his inaugural speech, PM Modi also mentioned about Anubhav Mantapa or Anubhav Mantap. Now, what is this Anubhav Mantap? This means Hall of Spiritual Experience, right? It was established as a public institution by Basaveshwar or Basavanna. Who is Basavanna? He is considered as the founder of Lingayatism or Lingayat movement. And in this hall, men and women from all socio-economic backgrounds could discuss spiritual as well as mundane or worldly issues. It was established in the northern Karnataka region in 12th century. Okay, dear students, it is considered as the first religious parliament of the world. PM Modi also termed it as the foundation of parliamentary democracy even before Magna Carta of England. Magna Carta took place in 1215, that is early 13th century, and it is globally considered a very important landmark in the growth and development of democracy. So let's move ahead. This is the Ashokan pillar, right? And this is the Konark Sun wheel. This has already been discussed by other history faculties, so I'll not discuss this in detail. Now, next is Mahavansh. What is Mahavansh and why was it in news? This Mahavansh, dear students, is a very good source of Sri Lankan history and also of Mauryan period. It was compiled during 5th or 6th century Common Era in Pali language in Sri Lankan region, okay, the Anuradhapur Mahavihar of Sri Lanka. Now, why it was in news? Because in 2023, it was included in the UNESCO's Memory of the World program. What is this program? Right? It is an international initiative to safeguard the documentary heritage of humanity against collective neglect or decay or amnesia. What is amnesia? Amnesia is partial or total loss of memory. In simple words, भूलने की बीमारी, right? In this program, documents, manuscripts, oral traditions, etc. of universal value are preserved. It was started in 1992. Please remember that Jixi Prize is associated with this program and it is given by UNESCO in association with the South Korean government. Next issue is UCCN, that is UNESCO's Creative Cities Network. It includes cities in 7 different themes. Recently, that is in 2023, it has added Kozhikode, which was called Calicut by Europeans. Okay, it is the same place where Vasco da Gama landed in 1498 in the theme of literature. Okay, Kozhikode has also 4 nicknames: City of Spices, City of Truth, City of Sculpture, and City of Literature. Please remember that out of these 7 themes, Indian cities are only included in 5 themes, right? What are these 5 themes? Films, obviously Mumbai; music, Varanasi; crafts and folk arts, 2 Indian cities, Jaipur and Srinagar; gastronomy or food, Hyderabad. Okay, you must have heard about Hyderabadi biryani. Literature, Kozhikode; design and media arts, these 2 categories, no Indian city, right? Let's move ahead. Prime Minister Modi in his Man Ki Baat in October 2023 praised the contribution of Sri Govind Guru in the upliftment of tribals, okay, especially Bhil and Banjara tribals of Rajasthan and Gujarat region. And Prime Minister also expressed his grief with respect to the Mangad massacre. So what is this Mangad massacre? This took place in November 1913 in the Rajasthan region, Banswara district. So here, dear students, around, you can say 5 to 6,000 tribals gathered or even more, right, under the leadership of Govind Guruji. And Britishers considered this as a big threat to their interest. So British troops and some troops of princely states, some Indian troops also, they opened fire on these tribals, and because of this, around 700 to 800 tribals died on the spot, and the next 7 to 800 died because of bullet wounds. We have no accurate number of the victims because it is not documented anywhere. We get this information only because of oral traditions, right? So recently we talked about oral traditions. These are also considered a part of history, right? They are not very accurate, but where other sources are not available, we have to refer to oral traditions. This Mangad massacre is also referred to as Adivasi Jallianwala Bagh. Now, a few lines about Sri Govind Guru. So, dear students, he was a disciple of Swami Dayanand Saraswati, and he was a social and religious reformer, okay, who mainly worked for the upliftment of Bhil and Banjara tribals of Gujarat and Rajasthan. And he established an organization called Sabha to carry out social religious reforms, right? And recently in November 2022, not so recent also, okay, but UPSC asks even sometimes 1.5 to 2 years old current affairs also, the Mangar Dham was declared a national monument. This monument is created near the site where the massacre took place, a hillock, okay, in order to honor the victims of the massacre. So this is the Mangar Dham and the Mangar monument. Please remember this. Let's move ahead. In March 2024, a site called Pandavula Gutta in Telangana has been given the tag of a geoheritage site by the Geological Survey of India. This has already been discussed by other history faculties, so I'll not discuss this in detail, but please remember that this is a site where prehistoric cave paintings have been found, and uh, the range of these cave paintings is very large, okay, from Paleolithic period to medieval period, okay, such a long range. Now, what is this Geological Survey of India? It was founded in 1851 by British East India Company for conducting geological surveys and studies of India. Okay, but what was the real intention? Real intention was to explore about the availability of coal, okay, to be used for railways. Today, it is an attached office under the Ministry of Mines, Government of India. Its first superintendent was Thomas Oldham, right? Another similar organization is ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, which was founded after 10 years, that is 1861. Its first Director General was Alexander Cunningham. Today it functions under Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Now we'll look at some questions which were recently asked by UPSC in the Combined Defense Services Exam 2024. Okay, why I have picked up these two questions? Reason is because till now UPSC has not touched these areas in detail, especially the first question. Second question we'll also discuss, that is related to Sangam period. Sangam period is very important. Every year you'll find one question, so this will be a kind of revision. But this question, okay, so what I'll do is I'll read the question, the statements and the options, and then you can pause the video for a few seconds and then I'll say 1, 2, 3, okay, then we'll discuss the answer. So let's look at this question. Consider the following statements about the Morin state and the forest people. Statement number 1. The forest people were subjected to new forms of political and economic dominance, and the necessity to subordinate and assimilate them led to a change in the earlier attitude of excluding these people from imperial territory. Statement number 2. The state recognized that the forest produce was the sole monopoly of the forest people. Statement number 3. The state was concerned with the conservation of forests, and to this end, the burning of forests was prohibited. Number 4. The forest people could be harnessed to serve the state and could be used as troops, spies, and assassins. How many of the above statements are correct? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now let's discuss, dear students. So let's start from statement number 4. The forest people could be harnessed to serve the state and could be used as troops, spies, and assassins. This is correct, dear students. In Arthashastra, Kautilya has mentioned about this. So this is a correct statement. Now, third one, the state was concerned with the conservation of forests, and to this end, the burning of forests was prohibited. This is also true, and Ashoka has mentioned this in his 5th major pillar edict also. Now, statement number 2, the state recognized that the forest produce was the sole monopoly. Do you think it is possible? Even today it is not possible, okay, of the forest people. So this is not correct. Rather, state considered the forest produce as the monopoly of state, right? Number 1, the forest people were subjected to new forms of political and economic dominance and the necessity to subordinate and assimilate them led to a change in the earlier attitude of excluding these people from imperial territory. This is also correct because, dear students, modern state was the first continental size or subcontinental size empire of this region, right? So they wanted to, you can say, bring under their influence the people residing in forests also. So what would be the answer? The answer would be, dear students, three statements are correct. Okay, let's see some other facts related to this issue because UPSC has not touched it till now. The Arthashastra uses various terms for forest dwellers. Among them, two are significant. Please listen carefully. One is Artvik. Artvik means the dangerous ones. They were to be controlled, okay, they were to be kept under check strongly. Second is Aranyachar, okay, the term is Aranyachar. It means those who are not so dangerous and those who could be made allies. And Arthashastra recommends that king should try to win over the forest chiefs by giving them bribes. Okay, and he also says that the state or the king should use spies. Okay, spies disguised as hermits to keep a watch over the forest dwellers. And in the 13th Major Rock Edict, Ashoka gives a stern warning to the forest tribes and tells them to not expect forgiveness for what could not be forgiven. So please remember this. And as we discussed, the fifth major pillar edict of Ashoka bans the killing of many species of animals and also prohibits the burning of forests. This indicates that Ashoka was concerned with the conservation of forests. And another important fact, according to Arthashastra, people of all the four varnas, okay, not just Kshatriyas or Brahmanas, but all the four varnas could be recruited in the army, including the forest dwellers. Please remember, in this sense, Arthashastra is much more liberal than the other Dharma Shastras. Okay, let's move ahead. Question number 2. Consider the following statements about Madurai, the capital city of Pandya kingdom. Now this portion, Sangam period, every year you will find at least one question, right? This is a very good question. That's why I picked it up. Statement number 1. It has been described in the Madurai Kanchi as a grand city enclosed by wall on three sides and Vegai river on the fourth side. Number 2. The Arthashastra mentioned it as a source of fine cotton textiles. Number 3. Other literary sources describe it as a major craft center. Which of the above three statements are correct? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now let's examine these statements. So dear students, first statement is correct. Okay, and please remember that Madurai was located on the banks of Vegai river, right? And yes, Arthashastra mentions it as a center of fine cotton textiles. This is correct. And automatically, if a city is a center of cotton textiles, then automatically it would be a major craft center also, right? And this is also given in the Upinder Singh's book, Upinder ma'am's book on ancient India, right? So this question has been taken from that book. Now, UPSC has given us some hints, okay, in these two questions. If we talk about this question, that the hint is prepare other important cities and ports of the Sangam period. For instance, Vanji or Karur, it was the capital of the Cheras. Right, dear students, please remember its exact location is not clear, but according to historians, it was in the central part of Tamil Nadu. Second is Urayur, the capital of early Cholas on the bank of river Kaveri. Please remember this. I will also give you one trick so that you will not get confused between Madurai and Urayur. It is identified with the modern city of Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. Pumpuhar or Kaveri Pampattinam, right? Important port city and later became the capital of early Cholas. This was asked in 2023 also. Korkai, important trade center and port of the early Pandyan kingdom. Sangam literature and Greek sources refer to it as a center of pearl fisheries. Okay, we'll discuss what is the meaning of pearl fisheries, right? So it is known as pearl fishing or pearling or pearl hunting. It is the activity of attempting to recover pearls from shelled mollusks in the sea or freshwater. So these mollusks are snail-like organisms. Okay, so the divers, they dive in. Okay, look for the shelled mollusks, pick them up, and then bring them up. Right? And even Megasthenes, who was the Greek ambassador in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, mentioned that in the Pandyan region, people used to do pearl fishing. Now, Muchiri or Muziris, dear students, this was the port city of Cheras on the Malabar coast. It is mentioned in Sangam literature as well as Greek sources, and also in the anonymous Greek source Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. Right? Now, the trick to remember Madurai and Urayur is Mahavir of United Kingdom. Okay, what is this? It means Madurai on Vegai River, okay, Mahavir, and United Kingdom Urayur on Kaveri River. So please remember this. Let's look at the map. So here you can see on Malabar coast Muchri or Mujris, then southern coast of Tamil Nadu Gorkai, then this is Urayur, okay, then this is Kaveri Pampattinam, right? So you can see Urayur on Kaveri River and Madurai on Vegai River, and this is Anuradhapur, dear students. Okay, we discussed about Mahavansh. So that's it for today, dear students, and all the best for your prelims. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll meet in the next video.